Relax, guys. The hackers only wanted to find out about the newest Pokémons so they could catch them all. Many of you are probably wondering if he is getting his badges to enter the Pokémon League. In an absurd twist, Isaac Newton, the OG of physics, apparently has a verified email at MIT according to Google Scholar. Some genius made a profile for him, verifying an MIT email, leaving the internet wondering if the apple actually did hit too hard. Welcome to the Security Brief for Week 42. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and share this news. To our first story, Japanese video game developer Game Freak, known for creating the legendary Pokémon series, has confirmed a major cyber attack that took place in August. Hackers gained access to the company's servers, leaking sensitive information such as game designs and source code for unreleased Pokémon games. The hacker really wanted to be the very best that ever was. Additionally, the personal information of Game Freak's workforce, including employees, contractors, and even retirees, was stolen. Leaked details include full names and company emails, which could expose them to phishing and targeted attacks. The stolen data was spread across platforms like Discord, Reddit, and X, formerly Twitter, sparking concern across the gaming community. Relax, guys. The hackers only wanted to find out about the newest Pokémons so they could catch them all. Game Freak has been quick to respond, assuring the public that no Pokémon player data was compromised. The company has implemented stronger security measures to prevent future breaches and continues to investigate the attack. In a statement, they expressed their deep regret and apologized to all parties affected. Interestingly, this breach comes on the heels of a similar cyber attack on Canadian game developer Red Barrels, which delayed content development for their Outlast series. That attack was claimed by the Nitrogen ransomware group, though no group has claimed responsibility for the Game Freak hack as of now. We'll continue to follow this story, as many of you are probably wondering if he is getting his badges to enter the Pokémon League. Moving on. Cybersecurity giant Cisco is investigating a potential data breach after a hacker group allegedly accessed and began selling sensitive company data online. The threat actor, known as Intel Broker, claims they breached Cisco's systems on October 6th, stealing confidential information, including GitHub projects, source code, customer data, certificates, and more. Samples of the stolen data have been posted on a hacking forum. Cisco has responded by launching an investigation involving law enforcement, but so far has found no evidence of compromised systems. The company reassures its customers they will be notified if any confidential data has indeed been accessed. Cisco has responded by launching an investigation involving law enforcement, but so far has found no evidence of compromised systems. The company reassures its customers they will be notified if any confidential data has indeed been accessed. Moving on, in a concerning revelation, over 200 malicious apps on Google Play have been identified, amassing nearly 8 million downloads over a one-year period. Cybersecurity researchers from Zscaler uncovered the apps between June 2023 and April 2024, detailing a variety of malware types, including the infamous Joker, which steals information and subscribes users to premium services, and Face Stealer, which steals Facebook credentials. Other threats included adware, trojans, and banking malware. Despite Google Play's security protocols, hackers used techniques like versioning, where legitimate app updates would later introduce malware. The compromised apps were found primarily in categories like tools, personalization, and photography. A Google spokesperson reassured users that the malicious apps identified are no longer on the Play Store, and Google Play Protect, enabled by default, now provides automatic protection. However, experts still advise Android users to remain vigilant by checking reviews, verifying permissions, and being cautious with app installations. Countries most affected by mobile malware included India, the US, Canada, and South Africa, with the education sector facing the highest increase in attacks, followed by services, chemicals, and mining industries. Google's Play Store remains a battleground as threat actors continue to find ways to bypass its security measures, impacting millions of users worldwide. Moving on, in tech news, Amazon has announced that over 175 million customers now use passkeys to log into their accounts. This significant milestone comes a year after Amazon quietly rolled out passkey authentication. Passkeys, a more secure alternative to traditional passwords, rely on biometric data like Face ID, fingerprints, or PINs, making sign-ins faster and more secure. Unlike passwords, passkeys use cryptographic keys stored on secure devices, reducing the risk of phishing or data breaches. With this success, Amazon has extended passkeys to services like AWS and Audible, and adoption continues to grow rapidly. Passkeys are seen as a step toward a more secure, password-free future, though they're currently not portable between devices. However, Recent advancements by the FIDO Alliance aim to make passkeys transferable across platforms and password managers in the near future. Amazon customers can set up passkeys through their account settings for faster, safer logins. Moving on, Kubernetes just gave us a new surprise. A critical vulnerability in its image builder lets hackers gain unauthorized SSH root access to virtual machines. If you're using Image Builder version 0, 1.37 or earlier with Proxmox, default credentials were left wide open. Attackers can jump right into your VMs with root privileges. The fix? Upgrade to version 0, 1.38, where passwords are randomly generated like they should have been all along. Oh, and if you can't upgrade, just run usermod lbuilder to disable the builder account. Simple, right? And it gets better. Other VM providers like Nutanix and QEMU also have this issue, but don't worry, it's only a medium severity flaw. So hackers need to put in a little more effort to break in. On to our next news story. Google's Mandiant security team is waving the red flag about a troubling trend. A whopping 70% of the exploited vulnerabilities in 2023 were zero-day flaws. That means hackers were already partying inside before the vendors even knew the doors were open. Out of 138 vulnerabilities, 97 were 0 days, proving cybercriminals are getting quicker at exploiting software flaws. And here's the kicker. The time to exploit a newly disclosed flaw is now just 5 days, down from 63 days in 2018. So IT folks, patch fast or brace for impact. Interestingly, there's no clear pattern between when exploits are disclosed and when attacks actually start. Sometimes hackers wait months, other times they're in right away. Because why not keep us guessing? Moving on, Iranian cyber actors are breaking into critical infrastructure organizations and selling off their access like it's Black Friday. Government agencies in the US, Canada, and Australia are raising alarms as these hackers use brute force techniques, because apparently guessing passwords is still a thing, to breach sectors like healthcare, IT, and energy. Once inside, they collect credentials and network data to auction off to the highest bidder. These hackers even use the trickiest methods, including MFA push bombing, where they basically spam your phone until you hit accept just to make the notifications stop. The company denies that any customer data was compromised and refuses to negotiate with the attackers. Russian law enforcement is now investigating the incident, while Dump Forums claims the attack was politically motivated in support of Ukraine. Their underground marketplace is run by aliases like BR0K3ARA, not sketchy at all, also known as Pioneer Kitten, which sounds like a fluffy pet boo isn't. They're even partnering with ransomware gangs to share in the loot. Moving on, Globe Life, one of the largest life and health insurance providers in the U.S., has become the latest victim of hackers. Earlier this year, hackers breached Globe Life systems and made off with sensitive customer data. Now, in classic villain fashion, they're trying to blackmail the company, demanding ransom in exchange for keeping the stolen information out of the public eye. And what data are we talking about? The full works. Names, emails, phone numbers, social security numbers, and even health-related information, perfect for those looking to start a new identity or just ruin someone's day. The extortionists claim the stolen data is from Globe Life's subsidiary, American Income Life Insurance. So far, around 5,000 customers are affected, but this number might climb as the investigation continues. Fortunately, there's no ransomware involved, so no locked files, just a good old data heist. Globe Life assures us that the breach hasn't caused any major disruptions to their operations, and they don't expect a big hit on their financials. But for now, it's a game of digital cat and mouse as the company investigates and decides how to handle the hackers' demands. Moving on, Nidec Corporation, the Japanese tech giant known for making precision motors and everything from industrial parts to robotic systems, has confirmed a data breach following a ransomware attack. Hackers hit Nidec's precision division in Vietnam earlier this year, stole over 50,000 files, and then leaked the data on the dark web after the company refused to pay up. The 8base and Everest ransomware gangs are both claiming the heist, because why not? Stolen documents include business contracts, invoices, safety policies, and who knows what else. The good news? No encryption involved, so Nidec's operations weren't held hostage. Now, employees, contractors, and business partners are being urged to brace for potential phishing attacks. Nidec says they've closed the hacker's entry point, beefed up security, and are training employees on how to avoid making friends with cybercriminals. Luckily, Nidec believes that while the data leak is real, it won't cause direct financial damage to them or their contractors. But hey, we'll keep watching to see how this cyber drama unfolds. Moving on to the last story, in an absurd twist, Isaac Newton, the OG of physics, apparently has a verified email at MIT, according to Google Scholar. Some genius made a profile for him, verifying an MIT email, leaving the internet wondering if the apple actually did hit too hard. Social media is buzzing, mocking Einstein for not verifying his email yet. This is a humorous example of how easy it is to create and verify a profile on platforms like Google Scholar without any stringent checks on identity. You see, the verification process on Google Scholar focuses solely on verifying email addresses associated with an institution without confirming the identity behind the profile. Someone at MIT or anyone with access to an MIT email address could have easily created this profile for Sir Isaac Newton. This incident, along with humorous commentary about Albert Einstein preferring letters, shows that the term verified can easily be misinterpreted, especially in an age where social media platforms have attached significant meaning to verification statuses, often linked to authenticity or fame. On Google Scholar, however, verified merely indicates that the email address provided is legitimate, not that the individual in question actually created or manages the profile. That's it for this week's news. Which story did you find most interesting, or any story that you wish was included? Make sure you comment under. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you soon.